Chapter 1. The Prologue. Before Humans. In the beginning, before any mortal eyes ever opened, the universe was not a place of men and cities. It was a realm shaped only by divine beings. First came chaos, the silent void. From chaos rose Gaia, Mother Earth, the solid ground beneath all life, Tartarus, the deep abyss, and Eros, the spark of creation. Gaia, rich and fertile, shaped mountains, seas, and forests from her own form. And from Gaia came the Titans, mighty immortal beings who were older than the gods of Olympus. Among these Titans was Kronos, who ruled the cosmos with his queen Rhea. And it was their children, Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, Hera, Demeter, and Hestia, who would grow up to overthrow the Titans and create the golden throne of Olympus. When the war between gods and Titans ended, the Titans were cast down into Tartarus. Except for two brothers, Prometheus and Epimetheus. They were spared because they had not fought against Zeus. So, when the dust of battle settled and a new age began, Prometheus walked the young Earth, an Earth crafted by Gaia herself, shaped during the first moments of creation. Prometheus was not a god of lightning or seas. He was a Titan of foresight, wise and thoughtful, gifted with the ability to see what others could not. He wandered the forests and the shores of the newborn world, observing creatures that crawled, flew, and swam. But something tugged at his heart, a feeling that the world was unfinished. Where were the beings who could think? Who could dream? Who could shape the world with purpose? The answer, Prometheus decided, was simple. They did not yet exist. And so he rolled up the clay from Gaia's own earth, mixed it with streams of fresh water, and shaped the first humans. He molded them carefully, fragile, soft, but full of potential. Then, leaning close, he breathed life into the clay, and mankind opened its eyes. They were weak, yes. They had no fur to protect them, no claws to hunt. But in their faces Prometheus saw something wondrous, curiosity, a spark waiting to grow. And thus began the age of mankind, born not of gods, but from the hands of a Titan who believed in them more than Olympus ever would. Chapter 2. The First Humans and the Spark of Fire. The first humans opened their eyes beneath a young sun, fragile as newborn deer. Prometheus watched them stumble through forests and valleys, amazed at every leaf, every bird, every sound of the world. Though he had shaped them with care, he soon realized how helpless they truly were. They shivered when night fell. They starved when winter arrived. Wild beasts stalked them from the shadows. And yet, in each pair of human eyes, Prometheus saw a hunger, not for food alone, but for learning. He could not abandon them. So day after day, Prometheus walked among his creations. He taught them how to grind stone into sharp blades, how to weave plants into baskets, how to make simple shelters of wood and leaves. He showed them which roots to eat, which herbs cured fevers, and how to track animals across the grass. Slowly, humans began to survive. Slowly, they began to hope. But still, they were missing something. Prometheus would often sit on a mountain at dusk, watching his humans huddle in the dark like frightened children. The wild roared around them, and cold winds bit their skin. If only they had fire, he thought. Fire would give warmth, safety, light, the power to cook, to forge, to create. But fire belonged only to Olympus. Zeus kept it jealously, crackling at his fingertips like a living serpent of flame. To him, fire was divine, dangerous, sacred, never to be given to mere mortals. Yet Prometheus could not bear the suffering he saw. One night, when the sky was clear and all Olympus slept, Prometheus made his choice. He ascended the mountain of the gods, moving through the halls of divine power with steps soft as whispers. From Zeus's sacred hearth he stole a single glowing ember, hiding it within a hollow fennel stalk, a plant that would keep its heat alive. Then he descended the world in secret. At the edge of a human camp, he knelt beside the trembling figures and opened the stalk. A golden light bloomed. The first flame touched human hands. For the first time, Night fled from them. For the first time, they felt warmth. For the first time, they were not afraid. Fire changed everything. Humans could now cook food instead of eating it raw. They hardened tools in flame, shaped pottery, forged metal. Sparks flew like dreams made real. Villages formed. Skills grew. Songs echoed beneath the stars. Humanity rose, quickly, brilliantly. But high upon Olympus, Zeus watched this new fire glitter across the earth. His anger boiled like storm clouds ready to burst. Prometheus, a titan, had defied him. He had lifted mortals too high. He had given them a power only gods should hold. Zeus's jaw tightened with fury. They will grow bold, he thought. They will forget the gods. They will challenge Olympus. And in that moment of wrath, Zeus's heart hardened. He decided that mankind must be punished, and the Titan who loved them must suffer even more. Thus began the first seeds of vengeance, a vengeance that would shape the fate of gods, titans, and all humankind. Chapter 3. Zeus's Wrath and the Punishment of Prometheus. When Zeus saw the glow of fire spreading across the earth like a chain of fallen stars, he understood instantly what had happened. Only one being had both the courage and the compassion to defy him: Prometheus. Thunder rolled across Olympus as Zeus's fury awakened. Lightning cracked the sky in white veins. The other gods stepped back, silent, for they had never seen the king of the heavens burn with such rage. "He has robbed the gods," Zeus thundered. "He has lifted mortals beyond their place. He has dared to act as a god himself." But beneath Zeus's anger lay something deeper: fear. Fire was not just warmth. It was knowledge. It was power. And power, once given, grows. Zeus imagined a future where humans built cities, weapons, machines, a future where they no longer bowed to the gods. Fire, he believed, was the beginning of rebellion. This Titan must be broken, Zeus decided. Broken so completely that mankind will fear the gods forever. And so he summoned his silent enforcer, Kratos, the god of strength, and Bia, the goddess of force. Without a word, they seized Prometheus as he descended from tending his humans. Prometheus did not resist. He knew Zeus's anger had found him. But he stood proudly, like a mountain facing a storm. "Why, Prometheus?" Zeus roared as thunder echoed through the heavens. The Titan answered calmly: "Because they needed fire, and because compassion is not a crime." Zeus's eyes flashed white with fury. "Then you will learn what it means to defy the king of the gods." He ordered the smith god Hephaestus to forge unbreakable chains from celestial bronze, metal so strong that even titans could not shatter it. With a heavy heart, for Hephaestus respected Prometheus, he obeyed. Then, in the bitter cold of dawn, the two enforcer gods dragged Prometheus to the edge of the world, to a towering cliff in the Caucasus Mountains. Wind howled, snow stung the skin, and the sky seemed to mourn. There, they bound Prometheus to the rock. Chains wrapped around his arms, his chest, his legs, locking him in a torture that was not meant for pain alone, but for humiliation. He would stand exposed to storm and frost, sun and darkness, unable to lie down or lift his head. And Zeus had prepared a final torment. From the shadows came a monstrous eagle, massive, with golden eyes and talons like knives. It was no ordinary bird. It was born from Zeus's own thunder, created for one purpose. Every day, the eagle would descend. Every day, it would tear open Prometheus's flesh. Every day, it would devour his liver, which, as an immortal Titan, would grow back again at night. An endless cycle. A punishment without mercy. But even chained in agony, Prometheus did not beg. He did not weep. Instead, he whispered in the wind, "Mankind must endure." Zeus heard those words and scowled. Even suffering could not break the Titan's resolve. So the king of the gods turned his attention elsewhere, to mankind itself. A punishment for the Titan is not enough, Zeus mused. Mortals must learn fear. They must learn suffering from their own hands. And from that thought a new idea formed, one far more subtle, far more devastating. If Prometheus had given humans a gift, then Zeus would give them a curse wrapped in beauty. A plan began to bloom in his mind, a plan that would take shape as a woman crafted not to destroy the world by force, but by curiosity. Zeus whispered her name into the wind, a name that would echo through ages. Pandora. The gods listened, and they obeyed. The revenge had only just begun. Chapter 4. The Creation of Pandora. A curse wrapped in beauty. The winds of Olympus carried Zeus's command like a spark sweeping through dry forest. Every god heard it. Every immortal felt the tremor of his intent. A woman was to be made. Not born, crafted, molded by divine hands with deliberate purpose. She would be beautiful, but dangerous. Innocent, but destined to bring sorrow. A gift and a trap. Hephaestus, the master smith, was the first to work. In the glow of his furnace, he shaped a figure from living clay. He molded soft curves for arms, delicate lines for fingers, a face gentle as dawn. As the clay hardened into perfect form, he whispered, "May she move with grace and breathe like a real woman." Then Aphrodite approached. With a touch as soft as petals, she brushed her fingers across the clay cheek. Instantly, beauty bloomed. Her hair shimmered like spun gold. Her eyes sparkled clear as morning skies. Her smile warmed the very air around her. "Let her charm every heart," Aphrodite said. "Let her beauty be irresistible." Next came the Graces, goddesses of elegance, who draped her in shimmering garments, weaving folds of cloth that shimmered like starlight. They adorned her with flowers and jewels, turning her into a vision no mortal could ever ignore. Athena stepped forward after them. With stern, wise eyes, she taught the new woman how to move, how to speak, how to sing. She placed in her hands a woven silver veil, saying, "Let her be graceful, clever, and skilled." Then came Hermes, the trickster god, smiling slyly. He breathed into her a curious spirit, a spark of restlessness, a desire to know what is forbidden. And with it he added something darker, a playful, unpredictable nature, capable of mischief and misunderstanding. "Let her have a mind that hungers," Hermes whispered, "even for that which she must not touch." The Ori, goddesses of seasons, crowned her with a wreath of spring flowers. The Muses gave her a voice sweet as music. Hera gifted her pride and dignity. Demeter taught her the ways of tending home and earth. One by one, each god stepped back, seeing their creation glow with divine perfection. Finally, Zeus himself approached. He looked upon the woman, flawless, radiant, breathtaking, and smiled with a satisfaction that chilled the air. "You shall be called Pandora," meaning she who has been given every gift. But what Zeus gave her was not a gift. It was purpose. A purpose wrapped in innocence. A purpose hidden behind beauty. He placed in her hands a jar, sealed tightly, bound by the authority of the King of Gods. A jar crafted of celestial clay, gleaming with mysterious patterns. A jar no human could open, but one human would try. "This," Zeus told her softly, "is a gift for humankind. You must never open it." The words settled into her heart like seeds, seeds of curiosity. The gods watched her, this beautiful creation born from their own hands, unaware of the storm she carried within her. Pandora stood at the gates of Olympus, ready to descend to the mortal world. She was gentle. She was pure. She meant no harm. And yet, she was designed to be the spark that would ignite mankind's suffering. Zeus smiled, satisfied. "Now," he said, "let the mortals receive their gift."